It's a genius idea. Whether it'll work or not is something entirely different.
It's not going to work. Hello and welcome to Drinky Talky Thing number 149.
We're still here.
we may have been gone for a month, but we are technically still here.
So there's good news.
That was the wrong use of the word technically.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Literally. Oh shit, that was the right one. That's not a good start. Right, so we have news and stuff.
We have an entire month's worth of news. Do not expect... If you're coming here looking for up-to-date news, turn around. Just go away.
I think we should set a limit on how long we talk for and just hammer through as much as we can and put our own spin on it. I think
that's why I put it in the random news generator.
Yeah. Did you hear about Lucasfilm confirming all future Star Wars content?
Right. This is
including the games.
This story is in there for me and me alone.
Yeah, I'll be quiet.
Because yes, they're making the new Star Wars film. The cast picture was shown.
Yeah, I saw like a massive group of people.
It's I'm very happy to say that I know who none of them are, apart from the cast of the original Star Wars.
Hamill and so on. Yeah.
But that's what they need. That's what made the original trilogy good, and the new the prequels shit.
Yeah, no names and.
Because the actors in the original were unknowns, didn't bring with them any baggage of any previous roles or any expectations that go therewith. The only actor that didn't have any previous in the new films was the Anakin characters.
Jar Jar.
Jar Jar was CG.
What?
Yes, he wasn't real. I had to
You're
break this to
blowing
you.
my mind.
I had to break this to you. He wasn't real. But the kids that played Anakin, they'd done nothing before, and it destroyed both their fucking careers.
Nice. Good. It destroyed their careers?
Yeah.
How?
They've never done anything since.
Maybe they're just shit. Maybe they just weren't very good. Or even worse, maybe they hit puberty. There's nothing worse for a child actor than hitting puberty and ending up with a face like this.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, the cast picture has been shown. I'm happy to see that they're trying to go back to the roots. That they're going back to sound stages rather than CG. It's all been filmed at Pinewood.
Oh, nice.
So there'll be proper sets and everything. And but one bit of bad news, although it kind of had to happen, is that as part of this, Lucasfilms have decided. Now, I don't know whether it's Lucasfilms have decided or the arm of Lucasfilms that is now owned by Disney have decided that anything that was created as part of the EU, the expanded universe, is not canon. So basically it doesn't count. So all the really kick-ass stuff that happened in the expanded universe, the Jedi Rebellion, Han Solo's kids,
I like
the cyborg Darth Maul.
I want to put a positive spin on this. As far as I'm concerned, what they're doing is they're focusing on this universe, which is the one they've created closely. Anything kind of outside of that is like comic book style, a different universe that's closely tied.
No. Their closely guarded created universe includes Jar Jar Binks.
Look, everyone makes mistakes. Everyone. I mean, I thought he was real. Bit disappointed now. No, I just think that they're keeping everything to what they initially had in scope. The extended universe stuff is, as I see, kind of like Spider-Man when they do all the various universes. It's just a different universe.
Because they've got some of that in the expanded universe. There's an entire branch where the Emperor was coming back as clones of himself and having to switch bodies, seduced Luke Skywalker to the dark side, and the only possible body that he could eventually go into without constantly jumping was the offspring of Han Solo and Leia.
Is it bad that all I can think now is it was all a dream?
Yeah,
that's how you cover this up.
That's the low side of this. But at the same time, there's the Knights of the Old Republic lore.
Yeah.
That is bloody good writing.
But it's a game, and games aren't good media, according to film. It's snobbery, basically. Anyone that writes a book looks at a film and goes, anyone that makes a movie looks at a game and goes, everyone that makes a game looks at
But anyway,
iOS and goes,
So all of the expanded universe lore, all of the comics, all the novels, all the... I really wanted Darth Maul back. I think that character wasn't given enough time. And the expanded universe brought him back pretty much straight away. As
I don't know enough about Star Wars, the expanded universe, or anything. I just know Darth Maul had a cool lightsaber and pointy things on his head.
Yeah. And basically was killed by being cut in half. And all the expanded universe did was make sure he didn't die when he got to the end and got given robotic legs.
Well, it's that whole thing that technically, if somebody cut you in half with a lightsaber...
Cauterised.
Yeah.
You wouldn't bleed.
It's a thing of pure energy. Yeah. It would literally cauterise the wound and you'd be sealed off.
It does cauterise the wound. They've established that in the films. That's why there's no blood.
Yeah. So you would probably maybe live. I don't know.
As long as he could,
I don't know enough about biology, clearly.
As long as he could grab onto something on that fall down, he could have survived.
Yeah. I'm working on the principle that if you have a big artery going down there and a vein, whatever, coming back up...
He'll have lost a lot of blood in the separation between the two.
But what would happen? Because you still kind of got blood going to that artery, but not.
Yeah, but it's cauterised.
It can't come back up. I mean, what happens?
It'd find other routes round, and then your robotic legs could have a pump system.
I don't know enough about the human body. Clearly, I'm just
or
wondering.
I
suppose the same as amputating any bit of your leg in it. It's just quicker.
Did you see that guy on TED? Did you see the TED talk? Was it last week or the week before?
No.
Guy that's properly got a cyborg leg now.
What?
Yeah, literally brain control, all kinds of links into his nervous system, and
it doesn't take 3 minutes to extend or anything like that.
No. He's got complete control over it. It's epic. It looks awesome. We are living in a world with cyborgs, where the
I've played Deus Ex. I know where this ends. Right?
Where the technology exists for us to augment.
Oh, nice. Can he run really far or jump really high or anything like that?
No.
For fuck's sake.
No, but it was a lower
budget.
Does he
have to charge his leg?
Probably.
I know I shouldn't laugh, but the idea of having to plug yourself in each night, I forget to plug my phone in. I'd wake up in the morning, oh, fuck. This is my worry. If I ever augmented, I wouldn't remember to charge myself up.
I think they're not looking at augmentation for the general public, but
I guess.
But think about it for the later stages of life where you've lost your mobility, regaining it.
Yeah, Oscar Pistorius. I mean, get him some new legs.
He
ain't got a leg to stand on at the minute, has he?
He don't need new legs. He needs an arse girl.
Oh, I set myself up for a joke.
But yeah, Star Wars, Lucasfilms, disregarding anything in the extended universe, apart from anything that's created in their new extended universe from here on in. So any new games and new films will be considered canon.
Basically, anything they can do is better than anything
because because Lucas Games, because Disney have licensed out all the Lucas properties now.
Yeah.
So Disney are in charge of the timeline. So anything in the Disney timeline is now official, and anything that was created while Lucas still owned it is not.
Is useless.
Bastards.
Yeah, so...
Disney are evil. I just want to say that. Disney are evil motherfuckers.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's taken you this long.
No, I've always thought it. I've just always been worried about saying it out loud in case a small mouse person appears and tries to garrot me.
I love the thought of a killer Mickey Mouse. just appearing behind you, so just shadow coming over you.
Yeah, just Mickey as a fixer who appears over your back with a bat.
Or worse still, just a guy in a Mickey mask. That's more haunting, I think, than an actual Mickey Mouse.
Mickey mask and a suit.
Because he's on official business. GTA 5 is unaffected by the GameSpy shutdown. Not every Rockstar game is quite
GameSpy has... GameSpy is gone. GameSpy has twilighted. It's shut down. Which means that anybody running there online, it's taken a massive amount with it. Basically, GTA 5 is about the only Rockstar game that is not running on GameSpy because they knew it was coming. The rest of the game, the Rockstar online library is pretty much dead. They have not confirmed which they will be resurrecting. So things like, Red Dead Redemption's online, Max Payne 3's online. All gone. Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah. That's...
Midnight Club.
Nobody really cares.
Midnight... Well, all of the Midnight Clubs.
Yeah.
GTA, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars on the DS.
The problem with console games, isn't it?
Other companies are affected, obviously. So
made me eat my words.
Yeah. Crysis and Crysis 2 are going to lose their multiplayer. The entire 2K, a range of 2K PS3 lines.
Whoa.
Civilization.
Crysis and Crysis 2 had multiplayer.
I know. There's a bunch of the early Battlefields that are now going to go offline.
Yeah.
Borderlands, Take-Two announced their list, and the list going offline for good from Take-Two are Borderlands, Civ Revolutions, Jet Fighter, Leadfoot, Rune, Strongholds, Topspin, Viet Cong, Sid Meier's Civilizations, Revolution, NHL, and NBA.
You also missed out Major League Baseball's Fantasy All-Stars.
Yeah, but it's baseball, it doesn't matter.
It's not a real game.
No. But they are for the PC versions of all of these. So anything that was run on a console, fuck it, you're not getting it back.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah. Anything that's run on a PC, there are a few select ones, some of the more modern ones, that are being, more modern or very regularly played, are getting Steamworks instead. So Borderlands PC will get a Steamworks version. Borderlands console, say goodbye to online. Civ 3, Civ 4, and Civ 5.
Yeah.
All getting Steamworks.
I just find it amazing that something that is this integrated into everything could go, but I suppose, they're not making money.
And EA have said they'll try and find a way of keeping the Battlefield games online, but they're not sure.
They did say they won't let the lights go out on Battlefield, but I worry how many people actually play the old Battlefield games.
Well, from EA's standpoint, they've got to be looking at it and going, finally we can get those fuckers off Battlefield 3 and onto a modern one. Or was it Battlefield 2?
I can imagine they're going back further to like 1942.
Yeah.
That had a cult following. We had, how about this? In Hull, we had a server that played a Battlefield mod hosted somewhere on the KC network. It was amazing. It's like there was like 3 servers that hosted this game.
Yeah.
One of them was in Hull. I played it to death with a ping of like 10. It was awesome.
Must be the only thing that the Karoo network can fucking do, because I'm pissed off with them.
Yeah. Well, you'll get fibre eventually.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to pay through the fucking nose for it, aren't I?
Yeah.
But I'm going to need it, because it's just intolerable.
Whoa! Game ties...
A proper scientific study has tied game-related aggression to incompetence rather than violent content.
I think incompetence is a harsh word.
Well, basically...
Frustration.
Frustration/incompetence is what they're going at. It basically... The aggression is doesn't stem from violent video games. It emanates from gaming in general and being piss poor at them, and frustration at being piss poor at them.
Yeah, not being able to do something really fucks you off, as it turns out.
I get really annoyed at myself when I can't do something so simple. What's more annoying is when I'm playing a game and then all of a sudden the solution, I'm there, bugged down, and then all of a sudden the solution just is there.
The most annoying thing in the world, somebody walks in and goes, you should do that. And you just think, you fuck. When they just point out the solution in a second, because they've come to it with fresh eyes. They've not been through what you've been through. You spent hours traipsing across a desert, making your way to this thing where every puzzle you solve by moving sand, and then suddenly one comes up where you don't have to move sand, and you try moving sand. And this person comes in and goes, just press that button there.
No, I
just want to punch him.
I had it the other night on Lego. I got Lego Marvel Superheroes at the minute.
That was a loud camp.
Yeah, Lego Marvel Superheroes. I'm in a bit with the Fantastic Four and Nick Fury, and then running around, and I get to this bit, and I can't work out what to do. So I switch between characters, trying to interact with everything on the fucking map. Unfortunately, in the character select in all the Lego games, the character select is piss poor.
Yeah.
I managed to miss selecting the one character that I needed, which was Sue Storm, for a good 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
The moment I hit on her, I went,
oh, fuck.
where was she 10 minutes ago? She wasn't part of my team. Because there was 5 characters. It's very rare that you have 5 characters to interact with. So I was switching between the 4 and thought, okay, that's the 4 I've got.
I'm being called by my mum. I'll have my piss Vasa. You can have your...
Why? Is it literally just that you found it?
It's free. It's in the garage, yeah.
Fair enough.
I don't mind cause. It actually tastes of nothing. I mean, Budweiser is actually offensive.
Yeah.
It tastes like piss. That actually tastes of
nothing.
There's just nothing to it. I have no idea where we were.
Yeah, where we stopped because Gow had a phone call. We were talking about the University of Oxford study on... Basically, the way they tested it is they came up with the result that it was impatience and incompetence that were more related to aggression than violence. And the way they tested it was they took a group and made them play Half-Life 2. And then they made them play a version of Half-Life 2 that was modded to make the hit detection crap. Because it's not just being... It was making them bad at games by making the game bad.
Yeah.
So it screwed with the hit detection. Made cheap decisions like giving bosses and enemies more health or better aim or all these things that basically made the game frustrating to play, and found that they got more aggressive response from people playing that version of the game than people playing the violent. Because Half-Life 2 ain't exactly a violent game, but it ain't. It ain't Sunday Picnic, is it?
I love the fact they said there is we focus on the motives of people who play electronic games and found players have a psychological need to come out on top when playing. If players feel thwarted by the controls or the design of the game, they can wind up feeling aggressive.
Yeah.
All I can think when I read that is Metal Gear Solid. Every time I thought, right, I'm just going to sneak up behind this guy with my gun out, and I've stopped moving. Every time. The controls are backwards in that game. Everything you press does the opposite of what you think.
Every time I play a game at your house and have to go into an option menu to turn the fucking controls the right way around.
Yeah. The frustration I see from you and Mike when you walk around and go, whoop! Staring at the
Every
roof.
fucking time.
Look, the right way is inverted.
No, the right way was inverted.
No, it is.
Get with the...
You changed, games didn't, right? Inverted is right.
No, inverted isn't right. That's why it's not the default anymore.
No, that's because of modern kiddies buying Xboxes.
Games have evolved. Get with the program.
Bullshit. Up is down and down is up. Everyone knows that. We're 3 stories in. We're like half an hour.
Lemmings!
Oh, fuck yeah.
Team 17.
Enough said.
Team 17 are making a game called Flockers. It is effectively lemmings with sheep.
Lots of sheep running across a map, and you have to do things to manipulate where they go. It's lemmings.
So basically, you get a paintbrush, and you get to you got your automatically running flock of sheep, and they'll bounce off walls, and then you can brush them all as jumpers, so they'll get to that wall and jump over the gap instead of just turning around. And it literally, it's Lemmings with the sheep from the Worms games. These are the people that made games when Lemmings and Worms were at their peak. And we need a copy of this game, and we need to play it drunk.
To be fair, Lemmings is awesome. If you go back and play it now, it hasn't aged. Because the gameplay is still the same. Nothing has changed about Lemmings.
Its early access is this week.
Ooh.
We may have to play it next week.
Do we know anyone at Team 17?
Fuck it, I'll buy it.
Ah, fair enough.
We do know people at Team 17. We know quite a few people at Team 17. It's in Sheffield.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, Leeds.
That way out.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Wakefield now, just to add another one to the...
They're nearby. They're local.
West Yorkshire, yeah.
If we don't know people at Team 17,
We know
Craig
someone that
certainly does.
Yeah, either way, though, it's not exactly going to be expensive because it's a Team 17 game. And they do
No, they're
generally,
not.
they price quite
They're being quite reasonable with this one, and it looked awesome. Last of Us, getting a PS4 variant.
Yay!
Yeah, you don't have a PS4 yet, so it doesn't
Waste
matter.
of time.
Why?
Massively, right? You've played Last of Us.
Yep.
High fidelity graphics isn't going to improve Last of Us because graphics weren't the key to Last of Us.
No.
And the gameplay had a lot of, dare I say it, slightly repetitive generic elements to it.
Think about you're thinking about this from the avenue of being a PlayStation fan. You had a PS3. Think about just how many people jumped on to PlayStation at the PlayStation 4.
There's a few Xbox fans, but right, let's do this as a. I'm going to do this with hands because I don't have any way to do graphical representations. You have this many people that have played it already.
Yep.
You might have this many people that own Xboxes and also want to play it, and this many people that own Xboxes and PS3s that have already played it. Yeah. This is the problem. There's only a very minute amount of people that don't own a PS3 and an Xbox.
The high res version, the PS4 version, will come with all of the DLCs.
Alright, but the DLCs don't.
Including the one that's coming very soon, which adds a new difficulty level to the game.
Again, not really a thing.
Yeah, no, but the difficulty level that they're saying they expect the completion rate of the game to plummet.
Yeah.
For this difficulty level.
Well, the annoying thing is it's a story-driven game.
Yeah, I know.
So difficulty is it's an awkward one, but really you want people to go through your story. You only have difficulty for those people that go, oh, it's too easy.
Yeah. But,
everyone knows those people. It's a limit. It's a niche. It's a very limited
I think
niche.
there's definitely a market for HD upsamplings of some of this generation's games. Particularly...
not one that came out less than 12 months ago.
I think the ones that came out less than 12 months ago are probably the prime examples because you have that generational... I had an Xbox 360 and I've gone to PS4 this generation.
Yeah, but a lot of those people that had them already had the PS3. That's my argument.
But then at the same time, they are also offering the discount.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm making this argument with no facts and figures. They're building this game based on facts and figures. Yeah. You don't make a game if you don't think it's going to sell.
They are looking into the PS3 to PS4 upgrade program. So that anybody who's got the PS3 version will be able to get a cheaper version of it. And in that case, I will have to buy a copy.
Don't blame you. I'd do the same if I had a PS4.
Well, I'd do the same if I actually owned a copy of Last of Us. I borrowed it from Craig and then...
I do. Yeah. Can we do a kind of dodgy deal here? I'll lend you my Last of Us, you get a PS4 copy.
That works. Yeah. But at some point on the PS4, I may want to replay it. Because I can see myself 2 or 3 years down the line. That is a game that you're going to come back and play 2 or 3 years down the line once you've forgotten some of the key elements. Because you need to give it enough time to forget.
Is it bad? You know what I've discovered recently? I would freaking love a game with a bow and arrow. I know it sounds daft, but I've played Tomb Raider recently. Yeah. Before that, there is the bit with Elle Is it Ellie? Sorry.
Yeah.
Ellie.
Ellie. So you're already on the forgetting phase.
Yeah. Ellie. It's the beer. Ellie with the bow and arrow was the best bit of the game.
Crisis 3.
Fuck Crisis, I give a shit about it. You're a superhuman in some kind of crazy suit.
With a bow and arrow.
Why would you need a bow and arrow? But anyway, the fact is, a bow and arrow is the ultimate stealth weapon.
Yeah.
Yet very few games implement it well. I think Last of Us did it better than Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Because Last of Us had that... It did dip over time.
To be fair,
Of a distance,
I think
sorry.
Minecraft did it better than Tomb Raider.
Yeah. Well, Tomb Raider was annoying. It was pretty much a gun, but you did this.
Yeah.
Because if you pointed at someone's head, regardless of how far away they were, you'd hit them in the head. Whereas Last of Us, you had the impression of it would dip of a distance. And if you nailed someone from a distance,
You
when
fell.
they were walking into it, you went, yes! And if you missed and they went, huh? You went, oh shit. It was the best bit in the game. I think that I think Mike Bithel's onto something with his volume. Stealth genre is...
Proper stealth.
Yeah.
Proper stealth is good.
But I think you need a weapon, and I think a bow and arrow is perfect.
Yeah.
I think a bow and arrow, they need to do a stealth game with a bow, Hitman with bows and arrows. I would love it. That would be my perfect game. Maybe.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know where that came from.
But Last of Us is coming to PS4. Somebody created a Portal 2 mod that I like the sound of. Basically, think Portal 2.
I can't even...
Yeah.
I've got the headline in front of me, I don't know what you're going to say.
Mashed with Braid.
Alright.
Did you ever play Braid?
I think I turned it on once.
That's another story we'll get to later. Portal 2 mashed with Braid. So you do something in Portal, that you hit the button, and that's basically a time-recorded clone, and then you can finish the puzzles. Effectively,
Nice.
co-op with yourself using time travel. So you jump back in time, and your time clone goes off and does the things that you've told it to do.
That is pretty genius, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's an incredibly good mod. I only wanted this story in the list to raise attention of it and get people to go play it.
I missed the button. Right, shall we do a bit around this?
Yeah, because there's a few stories
Because
around Oculus.
Oculus has a lot
Yeah.
going on.
Well, that's the plan. You basically just talk about each of the stories as we find them, and then
So Oculus, as everyone knows, Facebook has bought Oculus.
yes,
Which we covered in previous podcasts, I think, just before you went away.
yes, Facebook bought them out just as I was leaving, just on the last. It just happened before the last recording.
Yeah, which is nice. It's not. Nobody likes it. So since
No.
then,
The staff of Oculus like it because they've this week also made a statement saying, "I know you're still annoyed at the Facebook purchase, but give us a year. In 1 year's time, once we've finished the things that we're doing, their purchase will make sense, and the money that they brought us will make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to give them that year."
The worst thing is, everyone else is looking at this as... I say everyone else, sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of people are looking at this like Facebook are just thinking, what can we do? How do we get people's data? But I think Facebook are just thinking, this company's going to make money. Fuck it. It might not be related to what we do.
Yeah.
Let's have this company.
But at the same time, this week, Facebook, the FA conference happened. Was it last? I think it was last week, actually.
Alright.
You know the annoying thing of every mobile game now asks you to log in on Facebook.
Yeah.
At which point, they then get all of your age, name, friends, basically a shitload
All
of
of your data.
very marketable data.
Yeah.
Facebook have made a change to that system, that Facebook login.
Nice.
Login anonymous. Now, it's not completely altruistic. It still logs in via your Facebook account, so Facebook know what games you're playing,
But
but
they
the
don't get anything
game
from it.
don't get any data from it. So they still have to go back to Facebook, cap in hand and checkbook in hand, to get that data off them.
Nice.
But the fact is, Facebook aren't quite as evil as people make out. They are a business at the end of the day. If you aren't actually paying for a service, you are the commodity.
My argument almost all of this is, I think Facebook, they're rightly painted as evil because they do mean things with our data, fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think...
Have you seen Barney the Blue Dinosaur yet?
No.
Really?
No.
Do you never log on to Facebook on the PC?
No.
That would be why.
Yeah.
He only appears on the PC, but he pops up every now and again. If you haven't looked at your security settings in over a month...
He's the paperclip, isn't he?
Yeah, Barney the Blue Dinosaur is the paper...
Brilliant.
But he pops up to tell you, have you considered your security? You are posting these... All of your posts have gone to public. Are you sure you want it that way? Our security settings have changed.
Brilliant. As far as I'm concerned, right, if you're willing to put your data on a network you don't own, you're kind of open to...
Yeah.
And not
if
that
you
your
say
data can be useful.
If you put shit on Facebook... I'm sorry, let's take Facebook out of this. If you put something online, assume it's public.
Yeah. Well, the bit that annoys me is, privacy, they're following me, blah, blah, blah. God, these ads are shit. They don't tell me anything remotely what I want. How can people have this kind of... It's a contradiction. If you have all your data online about who you are and what you're looking for, what you like, blah, 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 ads would be more specific.
Yeah.
But equally, nobody wants to give away their data to these ad companies because they're evil and they do nasty things. Do they? Fuck. They advertise what they want to advertise.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make themselves more specific to what you like.
They advertise exactly what they need to advertise, exactly the cost that they need to advertise it. The more money the more they have, more details they have, the cheaper they can get their advertising.
Exactly.
They don't give a shit.
Because they can target it at the people that actually want to see their advertising.
Better return on investment.
Yeah. So really, actually, they have more reason to be annoyed at you than you do at them. And suddenly I sound like an absolute tool. But yeah, I despise that element of the web.
No, but we're from... We work in that side of the industry now, and it's a simple thing. Return on investment is a very big thing. So if they can get that little bit of extra data, that means that they get that return faster by being more targeted with their marketing system or whatever system. If you can be more specific with your targeting, that means a higher return rate.
Yeah. Well, the frustrating thing for me is the fact that you go on Amazon, you look at a few things, you go away, you come back later, and it still sells you those few things. Even if it's been a month, it's been 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've looked at a Paul Ross signed canvas. Do you want methylated spirits? That's currently what I'm offered on Amazon. It's really annoying.
Why are
There's a story behind it. During we're redesigning our website, and we mentioned kind of joke things on Amazon, funny things that come up. One of them is a Paul Ross signed canvas, which is just why anyone would buy it. It's ridiculous. Another one is methylated spirits with all the joke reviews. Yeah, I combined the two, and it started recommending like knives, chainsaws. Cheers! I now look like a murderer. Apparently, one that buys. Yeah. Anyway, my point is, if you had the data of everything you do on the web in one place that any website could access, they could actually sell you relevant stuff.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't get annoyed, you wouldn't complain about the fact that they're selling you the same shit over and over, but you would have to sacrifice a bit of data. But as far as I'm concerned, if it doesn't
bother me...
if it doesn't individually say this is Daniel Gowan...
Yeah, the only
people
time...
don't know my name. That's the first time I've let slip.
The only time that adverts actually bother me... I don't mind when adverts are not relevant. The only time adverts bother me...
When they make you watch it.
When they make a sound.
You
can put any kind of advert in front of me.
A YouTube advert you can't skip. That is the epitome of...
I've noticed this recently. There's a growing trend in YouTube video adverts.
Right.
Which is artists wanting to get into the charts, putting their full music video as an advert. Because every view, even if it's skipped after that 5 seconds, counts as a view. So because they took YouTube hits into account on some charts.
That would now explain recently I went on and I googled it a music video, but the genre was so far detached from what I got presented in an advert that you just think, well, this clearly isn't targeted at all. This is just You like music? Try this music, Britney Spears.
Yeah, because on certain charts, there are some charts here in the UK that are based on downloads, based on plays, including
Everything.
Spotify.
Yeah.
Some of them actually use YouTube views as part of the metric. So certain studios have started actually paying adverts and using the YouTube videos for the music video, and even if they're skipped for that after that 5 seconds, it still counts as a view. So therefore, it's counted in the charts.
Bastards. That's what they are. How did we get from Oculus to this?
Facebook.
Fucking Facebook. But Sir David Attenborough.
This is where
Oculus makes sense.
No, but this could be an offshoot of Facebook, giving them the funds to back something like this. Sir David Attenborough. Doesn't matter where in the world you are, you'll know Sir David Attenborough.
Yeah.
He makes
every documentary video ever.
Yeah.
About nature.
Nature documentaries. The man is the king.
Basically, they have filmed in full 360 a video.
Well, basically, they're in the process of making
yeah.
it. They're still making it, and they're making a nature documentary designed around the Oculus. So it will be using cameras that film things that they just have to cut out.
Weirdly, this is where my brain breaks, because all I can think is it can't be 3D.
No, it can't be 3D.
Because you can't have a 360 degree unless you have two cameras side by side, but then they'd see each other and your brain would snap in half. I'm not being daft here, am I?
Well, no, because if they shoot it with a 3D camera, then they can just put the 3D camera together to make a 3D...
Yeah, but if you shoot 360, which is pretty much a lens in every direction to make sure you cover everything, you're going to reach a point where both lenses can see each other. And then you go cross-eyed and die. I mean, what happens? Yeah.
No, I don't know.
But you can't do that with two different lenses and just cover half each, because what happens when you...
Well, no, you can have a series of lenses round the side, and only one lens only covers one eye, and one lens only covers one eye.
Yeah, I suppose.
And then once you've stitched the two together, you could have a full 360 view.
Yeah.
As long as you're still on rails, but you've got full 360 view while you're on rails.
Yeah, it's how you do those two together that's just.
But the mere concept of this, the point is.
Yeah, it's not just games.
That the Oculus and the 3D and the VR technology is immediately starting to see benefits other than gaming. Yeah. This is one of the things that VR needs. It can't just be gaming related, because it wouldn't sell.
There's no reason for it to be.
No.
I mean, it's just games are the first to jump on the bandwagon, because they are the current kind of more up-to-date media.
Games and porn.
Oh God, 3D porn. That is, I couldn't think of anything worse than 3D porn. But just imagine, Paddy. Oh.
It's simple proof that the things that drive technology.
If a leg flails, you're going to duck.
Yeah.
And that's not good.
Are entertainment technologies, and entertainment technologies are things that are interactive or things that drive imagination.
Yeah. But movies aren't going to do it. Weirdly, movies are more applicable to the Oculus VR Rift than anything else.
But movies don't drive imagination in the same way documentaries do. Documentaries make you think, and that drives imagination.
But this is backwards. A movie company should have jumped on the Oculus Rift at the first chance, because 3D suddenly makes sense, because you can wrap it around someone. Yeah. There's no break. The current problem with 3D is if somebody's arm reaches towards you but goes slightly off screen, it disappears. It just kind of gets cut off as it goes, and you think, well, is it reaching me? What's happening?
I'm seeing where you're going with that. So somebody throws a punch at you, and it actually goes up off screen. Hang on, I'm going to go.
Yeah, there you go.
Go off screen like that.
It doesn't come towards you.
Now that's gone. That hand is not there. But if you could look up as the Rift,
it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah,
you could actually watch the fist fly over your head.
As far as movies are concerned, this is the best thing in the world, but they just haven't jumped on the bandwagon. I don't understand the movie kind of mentality.
Why have I not realised that before?
They've gone for standard 3D, which is useless, because imagine that screen's 3D. I mean, first of all, it's 3D within that window. You've still got everything around it.
It's not as much as 3D as 3D environment.
Yeah.
It's not a 3D view of the screen. It's a 3D environment that you're viewing the content in.
Yeah.
So they have to somehow create at least a semi-dome camera.
Well, yeah. To be fair, you can film everything. You just film everything a bit wider and a bit taller,
Yeah.
and then you don't need full freedom of movement. Just a bit. If you're watching a film, you're not going to want to turn around and see the film.
No, you're not going to. You're not going to
pay attention to what's going on.
But yeah, I'm imagining that now, where a fist flies towards you and you go whoa,
Yeah.
and see it there.
Yeah, you know, under the fist. If you don't react, well, you'd think this is a bit odd.
This is a bit.
Why
odd.
has he missed? I haven't moved.
Why am I looking at a pink thing?
Well, it'd be that, wouldn't it? Yeah. You missed, mate. Yeah, I can see flaws.
But I
yeah.
now that you've actually said
it, it makes more sense in film.
Now that you've said it, I can't. Fuck.
The annoying thing is, the awkward thing would be, so if you're watching a film, like you can't watch a film in the other half, can you?
But everybody's like, it would be better because people would have to talk about the film because everybody's experience of the film would be subtly different.
Yeah.
In the same way that everybody who plays, every gamer talks about games because every gamer's experience is subtly different.
I've gone further. I've gone to those 4D experiences.
Yeah, I went on one of them.
Like, spray water and shit.
Yeah, I went on 2 of them in Canada. They were awesome.
I can just imagine the experience where he goes to slap you, and every logical person goes, "Whew." One person doesn't move, and an alarm comes out and goes. Yeah, so just one person. Oh, that bit where he slapped me. Oh, everyone else is. No, that didn't happen.
You didn't dodge. No, I went on one of them while I was in Vancouver. In fact, I went on 2 of them while I was in Vancouver. Fly over Canada and the one at the Vancouver Aquarium.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They are cool.
Fucking awesome.
I remember going on one. It was literally a stage basically with a
Yeah.
few chairs on, and it moved and everything. And
The Fly over Canada was hydraulic chairs and
Yeah.
waving and
But
wind and water.
Whenever you feel like you're falling,
Yeah.
sorry, whenever the video shows you falling, you feel like you're falling, and all I can think is the chair can't actually move. So how does it do that?
Well, on the Fly over Canada one, which was the chair moving, wind, water, I got motion sickness
Yeah.
because my eyes, the video wasn't good enough. The resolution on the outer edge, my eyes were catching that, and it was throwing my mind off. And the aquarium, the one at the Vancouver Aquarium, was far better. The chairs didn't move, so
Right.
no movement in the chairs. It was just fully 4D. So there was jet sprays from the front for water and air, and from the back of your neck.
Oh, that's annoying.
So from both directions, you'd get water and air. One of the points there was bubbles from the sky, and
I love the fact that there's probably just a bunch of people high sat there enjoying it, and you're like, "Wow, this is
yeah,
awesome."
but
Like,
no, there was definitely nobody stunned because one of the points you were seeing, not seeing enemies, sea urchins, the spiky ones,
yeah.
and as they were rolling forward, something underneath the chair flapped at the back of your legs.
No.
It scared the shit out of everyone in the screen. It was,
They managed to make an aquarium awesome,
Yeah.
and not by actually showing you fish, but by showing you a video of fish.
video of fish with 3D with shit happening around
Go
you.
to a real aquarium. I'm sorry, you can actually go see these in real life, and you'd be like, "There's no urchin there." It's just not interesting at all.
But that was only one of the shows. One of the ones they have is not sea related. The 4D part of the aquarium is just one of these things that they have at the aquarium, and they do other events. One of them is a walk across the Sahara, a discovery of the animals in the Sahara. At that point, the air jets don't blast cold air; they blast hot air, and they put sand in the air.
Also, what are the chances of that?
Oh, our random news generator has actually put another Oculus story there, and that's
stories.
ZeniMax. ZeniMax have been busy this week. We'll come back to them in a bit, but the key thing related to the Oculus is that they're currently suing the Oculus for profit.
Yeah. Basically, John Carmack worked for
Right.
ID, who
Right,
worked for... who were owned by
Here
Carmack.
is what's basically happened. John Carmack was working for ZeniMax at the time that he was starting to work for Oculus. They claim as a stipulation on his contract that anything that a developer does while you're working for that company, we partially own the IP.
Yeah.
As a result, ZeniMax now basically are of the opinion that they own a percentage of the Oculus.
Yeah.
Based on John Carmack's time. This lawsuit has actually been ongoing for 2 years since the Kickstarter campaign initially happened. Because they are stipulating that Carmack was working on it at that point.
Yeah. Which probably isn't true. Let's be honest.
But possibly is.
I don't know. If you're going to hire someone, you wouldn't have him working for you before.
No, but they
Just
didn't.
kinda
They
get
didn't,
out as quick as you can.
they didn't hire him to begin with. He only joined a year in. He only joined a year ago, so he could have been involved long before. I mean,
Yeah.
Cliffy B was involved, and no fucker knew that until Facebook bought it out.
It's tenuous.
Yeah.
Or, basically, he may have been working, but not
But
on company time. It's gonna be,
yeah, but it's the clause in the contract doesn't say company time.
Yeah,
it
it's
just says
purely anything
when
you
you're
do.
working for us, you're working for us, and anything you do, full stop, is ours.
Yeah.
And that's the clause that they've gone on. And there's been 2 years worth of backroom dealings on this.
Yeah.
And now they've got to the point where it's the backroom dealings have fallen apart, so it's lawsuit time.
Yeah.
And I think at that point we should stop and put a song in.
It's probably a good time.
Okay, that song was Psychotic Lullaby by BDog705 and suggested by Trevor as always. Trevor Trevor, I know you've suggested a few in the time we've been gone. Thank you very much for keeping the site alive. And
funny enough, he's in your native land. Well,
yes, I was in Canada land.
He's from Canada, right? The thing is, this joke's gone on so long now.
Well, I'm not entirely sure.
I think he's American, but we pretend he's from Canada. Or he's Canadian, or we pretend he's from America. I'm not quite.
But we linked off your video, we watched your video, and we are fucking fascinated by how you actually managed to play this game on Suicidal. Because you'll have seen the video before this of somebody playing Beat Hazard, and that's Trevor playing Beat Hazard on Suicidal. I can't play this game on normal, and he can do it on Suicidal.
I think he has magical powers or cheats.
I don't care. I want to challenge him. The linking video of this was somebody playing Chop Suey by System of a Down. If you don't own a copy of it, I will buy it for you. I want to see the video.
I'm trying to think of... There must be like... Is it System X or someone? I forget names of bands. I remember some crazy guy with silly stuck-up hair. I'm good at... Right.
That could be anyone. Anyway, shall we go back to games?
I'm going to find him.
Right, we're going back to games, and the E.T. story.
Yes, we've been waiting for this one for a while, haven't we, really?
Yes. You understand it, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand how this is a story. E.T. was found in a landfill. They went to a landfill and dug up some copies of E.T. and it was there. And people were amazed that this myth of Atari taking copies of a game that weren't selling into a desert and burying them turned out to be real. I'm sorry, it was the 80s. Environmental concern didn't fucking exist. When shit was just clogging up your warehouse, you took it to a desert and you buried it.
Yeah, right. The way I understand this, and the only way I can kind of justify it, is the fact that now, I mean, a lot of time has passed since this happened, so we're in a stage now where if somebody has this god-awful game, they will try as a PR stunt to do something with it. They will never put it in landfill. Not only that, but the PR nightmare of putting something in landfill now is just...
But clearly that didn't happen for a lot of games anymore. They tried to sell Damnation.
Yeah, but they didn't. It never sold. But that's the point now.
But all the copies of that got recycled. That's why it's a bit of a fragmented...
Exactly.
People just assume that discs that don't get sold get melted down, but they didn't.
Yeah, well, they didn't previously. Times have changed. Now, recycling and so on is the norm. Back then, you would literally stick it in a skip and job done.
Yeah, you would stick it in a skip, or if you had a particularly large warehouse to clear, you would load it into vans and you would take it to the dump yourself.
But this is the problem. This is where it got kind of out of hand, because the dump they chose was in New Mexico, was it?
Yeah.
So basically, it's a desert place, right?
So
they dumped all of their things in a landfill in New Mexico, which started out as, it's like Chinese Whispers.
Yeah.
We dumped our games in a landfill in New Mexico.
Well, it wasn't even...
We dumped our games in the desert. We dug a hole, we dumped our games in the desert. We dug a massive hole in the desert. We took all of our games and the Jaguar console and put them in the hole. And it's just grown over time.
That's the thing. This is the
There's
one
no
thing.
consoles,
There was no Jaguars.
Yeah.
I don't know where the Jaguar part of the rumour came from, but there were no Jaguars in that burial ground.
It's Chinese Whispers.
Do you want to know what pissed me off more about this whole thing? The entire documentary that's dug them back up was funded by Xbox.
Yeah. It kind of amused me a little bit, but yeah.
And multiple copies of the ET game from the landfill landed on eBay 2 days before the actual official dig up. So basically, the reason that they knew...
I'm liking to think it's a joke, though. I think somebody's poking fun. I hope somebody's poking fun.
I don't think so. I think they've been in that landfill for the last year and a half, poking holes in the mess to find the Atari cartridges. Because they knew it was there, because every fucker knew it was there. Because I find it hard to believe that anybody other than the modern generation, the generation that doesn't have a concept of dump it and it's gone.
Yeah. It clearly worked.
Yeah. Everybody knew it was there. There isn't a single person that didn't know it was there.
Yeah. We just had to know which landfill.
Yeah.
That was pretty much it.
And they had the landfill, so they went poking holes for it. Because this documentary's been in the works for at least 3 years now.
Yeah.
So I think for the last year and a half, when it's been quiet, they've been poking holes in that landfill to find it.
Oh, look, it's here next to this red flag that we just happened to find.
Yeah. we out of this entire multi-mile landfill, we happen to have pinpointed this exact point where the stash of games may be.
How convenient. Yeah, so basically they found E.T. He didn't have to phone home or anything, he's just there.
I prefer the other discovery of E.T. that happened a couple of years ago. E.T. was just randomly found washed up on a beach, minus a finger. One of the rubber models from shooting was obviously lost at sea at some point, just washed up on a UK shore, and some old granny found him and basically befriended him.
I wish I'd seen this at the time, because that is the best story ever. It's like somebody held E.T. for ransom and cut off his finger as punishment.
Yeah.
You know,
So basically, yeah, he floated at sea, he'd lost his fingers at sea, but he'd washed up. And this old woman discovered him on the beach and took him home and decided to keep him.
Brilliant. Oh, right. Where do
Random
we go
line.
next?
Microsoft Windows Phone Assistant is actually called Cortana.
This is the best news ever.
That
This is Microsoft finally engaging with...
This is Microsoft realising the power that they have. We've got the Halo franchise. We've got the Cortana character. I assume Cortana is from Halo.
Cortana, yes. Halo.
She's the
computer kind of thing. It's
the thing with a good ass.
Yeah, that one. So basically that's Cortana. This is Microsoft finally getting with the times. Mm-hmm. Which sounds like an 80s phrase, but hell, it's applicable in this scenario. Microsoft haven't marketed themselves as a company. They've had individual arms that do each individual thing.
Yep.
This is Microsoft going, fuck it, we're Microsoft. Why not? We own Cortana. We've made this awesome thing.
We've made this character, and we've made this idea of a digital assistant.
Yes. And 70% of people that own Windows phones are gamers.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Anyone that owns a Windows phone,
yes,
very likely to be a bit of a geek. Because it is a niche kind of concept at the moment.
Yeah.
And they're just marketing it really well. So well done, Microsoft, for getting with the times.
It's taking advantage of the IPs that you own. Mm. And, got to give them due for that. Right, the next story is a report that 37% of all Steam games owned have never been played. Now, while we were discussing, you may have noticed that I was a bit distracted, and that was me pulling up my Steam library as backup for this story.
Yep.
Of all of the games in my library, my Steam library has a games collection of 233 games.
Right.
I'm going to do the maths.
I've got the calculator ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
233 games.
Right, and you've got how many installed?
No, not the installed. Recent.
56.
Yes. 50 recent includes any game that you have played. It cannot include a game in the recent collection unless you have played it at least once.
Yeah, you've only played 24% of your
24% of my Steam library is what I've played.
Which leaves you with 76%. Yeah, you're worse than me. Honestly, mine are better than that just because I own a lot less games.
A lot less games, yeah. But I don't find that in the slightest surprising that 37% of Steam games go unplayed. It's actually quite...
Well, I own a fair few Steam games that I've bought with the intention to play.
I own quite a few Steam games that I've bought as a virtue of buying a humble bundle that I wanted one of the games of that I intend to play at some point.
Is it bad that I just think this figure actually pokes fun at Steam? Because it's kind of like, yes, we give you lots of good games on offer, but you never fucking play them.
Yeah.
If anything, this is going to make people think, should I really buy more games?
I think it's not going to make a blind bit of difference as far as Steam
Probably
sales are
not,
going.
but logically, we should think, should I carry on buying games? But we just
Logically, we
don't.
should, but at the same time, it's £2, so who gives a shit?
Fair point. What's that?
Yeah, that's the story. 37% of all games purchased on everybody's favourite digital remain unplayed.
I can't believe Steam has 172 million Steam community IDs.
Yeah.
More people use WhatsApp and various other kind of silly little apps that, let's be honest, are just annoying. Than Steam. Why isn't Steam properly doing mobile? I find that odd that they haven't transitioned.
I don't think they've got the knowledge.
I find it odd.
Yeah.
It's a weird... They have the gaming market. Then again, Apple are very restrictive.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Scrap that. No, I'll blame Apple.
I'm actually just reading this story for the first time. I looked at the headline and just assumed. But they looked at the site for 2 months to fuel its results, and 2 games dominated all play through 2 months, and that's Dota 2 and Team Fortress 2, with 25.9 million users
Jesus.
and 20.3 million users. Third came in as Half-Life 2, basically the expansion, with 12.7 million.
Do you not find this a bit odd? The only reason I say it is the only non-Valve games in the most played list are Elder Scrolls Skyrim
Yep.
at 14th with 5.94 million, Civilization 5 at 16th with 5.84 million, and Garry's Mod at 18th with 5.35 million. When
Garry's Mod has just added a very cool game.
Well, the only reason I say this is recently they announced that Rust has outsold Garry's Mod and made more profit.
Outsold, but less played.
Yeah, that is astounding. More people are buying Rust but playing Garry's Mod.
Yeah.
Why? It's just... Yeah, that makes no sense
I know.
at all.
But Garry's Mod has got a very cool game mode, and we may have to play it at some point.
Okay.
But we'll have to play it as... We need to get a group together.
Why? What is it?
Prop Hunt.
You're going to have to elaborate because that didn't clear anything up at all.
Basically, 2 teams. One are the hunters.
Right.
One are the prey. The prey can go around the map and clone any item in the map and become a prop.
I think you mentioned
Yeah.
this to me previously.
And the hunters then have to discover the players pretending to be props. And their health bar depletes if they shoot something that's not another player.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like fun.
So basically, on a map filled with barrels, if one of them tries to be a barrel, you can get some
You can have some fun with
epic
that.
games of Prop Hunt.
Yeah.
And then the teams switch.
But I imagine if you shoot a barrel, you just get this chain reaction of explosions.
Yeah. Well, if they're explosive barrels. If they're not explosive barrels, then...
In my mind, every barrel is explosive now. I've played enough games to know that every barrel is red, and if you shoot it, it will explode.
See, Valve tried to change that. They were going to make green barrels explosive in the in Half-Life 2.
Well, they would be wrong.
But then they found that the playtesters didn't shoot them.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. I'm pre-programmed now. It's like in Tomb Raider, because I've only just played it. Not the first one. Every barrel, regardless of if it was useful or not to shoot it,
Yeah.
I would shoot it. And
Yeah.
then unfortunately what would happen is I'd shoot a barrel, nothing would happen. I'd walk 3 steps forward, trigger a reaction, and people would appear where that barrel once was.
Yeah.
Which made it completely fucking annoying. But yeah, I hate this kind of scenario where things appear when you pass a certain line.
Random fucking spawns, yes.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But yeah, Steam.
Random line. Sony, in general, having a bad time. Sony Entertainment, Sony Games Entertainment, doing well. PS4 selling well. PS4 outselling Xbox quite substantially.
Or, as they put it in this article, PS4 company Sony to sell its entire stake in Square Enix, valued at 47 million. I mean, all of that was one line with no commas. So PS4 company Sony to sell its entire... Where's the commas? That is horrible editing.
That's the headline.
Just, to be fair,
I'm sorry, yes,
it's redundant. Sony to sell its entire stake.
We have to raise this because we take our news from other sites, and unfortunately, somebody at GameSpot recently decided to employ a guy to do the news.
And he's doing fucking keywords from the 90s.
Basically, yeah, this guy is clearly from the 90s, he's clearly from a different era of the internet, and is writing his articles very rapidly. Admittedly, GameSpot is getting a lot more news than it used to.
But come on, PS4 company Sony.
PS4 company Sony to sell its entire stake in Square Enix, valued at around
You're
47
still adding
million.
commas in there that aren't there. That's the annoying thing. You can't read that sentence.
PS4 company Sony to sell entire stake in Square Enix, valued at around 47 million.
There you go, that's fine. Excuse me.
I think I got that right.
Yeah, the point is, you don't need to say PS4 company Sony.
No, Sony. Everybody knows who made the fucking PS4.
Yeah.
Particularly if you're on a site like GameSpot.
And if you are going to say PS4 company Sony, you have to put a fucking comma in there. PS4 company, comma, Sony, comma, to sell its entire stake in Square Enix, comma, valued at $47 million. That is how you do it.
Sorry, but
and
why
if
do
I'm
you
wrong,
need
somebody can tell me, that's
why
fine.
do
But either way, there are more commas than what are currently in there.
Yeah, more commas. But you don't need the last comma, and you don't need the valued at around 47 million. PS4 company Sony, comma, company, comma, Sony, comma, to sell its entire stake in Square Enix. That's a headline. If you want to condense it to a proper headline, Sony to sell its stake in Square Enix.
No, Sony sells its $47 million stake in Square Enix.
Yeah.
Much shorter, sorted. But no, somebody's after keywords. Somebody wants to boost. I don't think this how Google doesn't work like this anymore. Does it?
No.
Not to that extent.
Not to that extent.
Right, sorry, rant over. Let's not even cover the story. Fuck it. Alright, I give up.
We're moving on. The headline.
It's a bad headline. That should be the story.
CCP.
Yes.
CCP have had good times, they've had bad times in the last month. The bad times is they've cancelled the World of Darkness MMO, which is a vampire-based open-world MMO. And, yeah, it turns out after playtesting it was shite.
I love it when this happens. Like, oh, we're really sad to announce this. And we'll make a better game.
Well, no, they tried.
Make a good game and then you sort it.
The World of Darkness is a brilliant IP, and it's brilliant for real role-playing and Dungeons and Dragons and proper drawn-out campaigns.
Proper, yeah.
It's not something that you can build into an MMO because MMOs need rules and restrictions. MMOs, despite the title of massive, They're thrive. They thrive based on the restrictions that are set up on you. And the entire point of World of Darkness is the politics of the vampire sects. So you get the various circles, and you have lords of certain areas of the world, and it's too complex to cram into an MMO. So why they ever thought they would was beyond me.
Yeah.
But CCP have also been busy. They've announced that they're working on a new project, an FPS based on Dust for the PC, but it's actually that far devolved from Dust that they've given it another name that I've completely forgotten.
Awesome. So Dust PC, we'll call it for now, and next week we'll probably try and
try and catch up.
Yeah.
They've also announced Katie Sackhoff as part of the Project Valkyrie, the Oculus project.
Yeah, and she's fit.
She bloody well is.
I've no idea, I just guessed.
Yeah.
I have no idea who Katie Sackhoff is. Well, Well, you mentioned earlier that I should Google her, and I just didn't. So instead,
Google.
I'm just pretending she's.
Yeah, and at the same time, they've just started the latest Eve Fest, the Eve convention, and they opened it by unveiling the monument they've done in honour of all the Eve captains. Basically, there is now a physical monument in Iceland to Eve players from CCP, and etched on that monument is the names of all the active captain accounts as of March 2014. March this year. And
I'll admit Katie Sackhoff, she's alright, but she just looks a bit... In every picture, she looks a bit kind of aggressive and forced.
yeah, that's because...
Her lips are slightly too wide. She has a massive mouth, look.
Yeah, it is a huge mouth.
I mean, she would be a good female Joker.
Yeah, I'll give you that, but then...
So I'm going off on a tangent.
I've got to think of other things.
You told me to Google it, so yeah. Sorry, carry on.
For just first opinion, hot or not?
She's hot. But
Fair
still,
enough,
I mean,
that's the job done.
I'm thinking like, Red Alert 2, we had Gemma Arterton. I mean, come on. Right? The acting skills there. Amazing. Oh, I miss Red Dwarf. Red Alert.
The entire Command and Conquer franchise, it's live acting.
Yeah.
The fact that it actually got decent actors for the last...
Yeah, but they got decent actors, but got them to act badly.
Yeah,
that was the worst thing. It's just amazing. So they went, right, there's a very strict brief here.
Oh, we do.
Everything you know about acting, just forget it.
Forget it, yeah.
Yeah. What we actually want is, we want you to look like B-movie actors.
Who was the guy that they got for Generals that was really good actor?
They got the guy from Home Alone, didn't they? I forget what his name is.
No, not the guy from Home Alone. The guy from... okay, this is not going to stand well for his acting credentials. But the guy from... oh, fuck.
This is not going well.
No.
Who? Who, damn it?
No, forgot it. It's gone.
Good. Well done. I can't remember who's been in these things now.
Yeah.
They're that bad. I'm sure they had the guy from Home Alone too.
But, sticking with actors, Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
Kevin Spacey...
Well done. That was a segue and it worked brilliantly.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey is in the next Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
If I can't shoot him in the face, I don't want to know.
To be fair, the next Call of Duty game is basically the new Call of Duty game has been announced by Amazon. Thanks, Amazon.
No, it's been announced by Activision at this point.
No, it was announced by Amazon. Right, let's be honest. It was announced by Amazon. And
Amazon
Activision
jumped the
went,
gun.
oh shit, we've got to announce it now.
These dickheads jumped the gun again.
Yep.
We've got no choice.
So they announced the game, and basically it's a future combat game where you will have slightly futuristic technologies, a la Battlefield 2142.
Somebody right-clicked on the word modern in the game's title and went thesaurus.
Yeah, advanced. Done. Basically, they're following a similar pattern of we've done previous, we've done current, and now we'll do future. Yeah, we're going to go with future. So they're doing future combat. They've got Kevin Spacey to do some acting, and it looks like every other Call of Duty game. But
it looks shiny.
I've recently learned that Call of Duty has now moved to a 3-year development cycle.
3 years?
Which means they're getting serious. Yeah, they've got Treyarch. They have... oh, fuck, I'm going to forget the last one. They have Treyarch, they have Infinity Ward, and they have this other company that are making this one.
BlackRock?
Nope. They did the Disney thing. They shut down. I forget the name of this company, but basically they now have 3 companies working on Call of Duty, so you get a churn each year, but it'll be a different company each year making a game.
So you'll get one good one every 3 years, rather than one good one every 2 years.
Yeah. I honestly wonder where they're going to go with Call of Duty, because they've gone future this time. What the fuck are they going to do the time after that? They're running out of ideas. They're literally... I mean, they've got the
No. They've got easy get out.
It was all a dream?
No. They just need to put a doctor in the future one. And then in the next one, they can have Daleks and Cybermen appear.
Yeah, just make it up. But
just randomly B-rate movie enemies appear that scream their attack moves. Delete, exterminate.
Yeah, original guys, well done. But the next Call of Duty actually looks like the most original Call of Duty ever. Because let's be honest, 1942 was Battlefield, but the old Call of Duty's...
Right? Yeah, it can't be that original if you're mistaking it for a different franchise.
Battlefield and Call of Duty have been neck and neck. They've always done the old style, then they both moved to the new style, and they're both... Well, Battlefield went to the future earlier, and then Call of Duty's now gone to the future. But the problem is, this is the first time Call of Duty's done the future, and they've done exoskeletons. They've gone properly into the future. Whereas Battlefield did the future before we actually had current technology.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, everyone that predicts the future does it wrong.
Yes.
Every time.
Yeah.
Call of Duty has this benefit of waiting a bit.
But then, as we've already said, we've got cyborgs now.
Yeah, well, Call of Duty have done it. They've gone, well, hold up, what's kind of popular now? What are we developing?
The exoskeletons. The exoskeleton
good.
shit that we're developing now for the military. Well, we're not even developing it for the military. The military aren't bothered by exoskeletons. We're developing exoskeletons for general purpose use.
You've seen that thing, haven't you, with a little Japanese girl picking up
the nurses,
a massive guy and they're walking down.
The exoskeletons for nurses in hospitals, so that these tiny little nurses can lift and manoeuvre patients of any size and move entire hospital apparatus on their own, and it's genius.
Yeah, it's a good use of the technology, and I think Activision have taken... I say Activision, sorry. Whoever this company are, I've forgotten their name. This is awful. You should have Googled this in the time while I've been ranting.
Yeah, I'm not going to Google jack shit.
They've taken this and they've gone with current technology extrapolated. So it's a bit more realistic, which is nice. Whereas Battlefield went for, I've got a big fucking hovering space following me everywhere. Yeah, it was interesting.
Ray gun lasers.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Pew pew.
I think pew pew is the exact word, because I was in a clan at the time we moved across the battlefield, and somebody went pew pew. It's like, that just summed it up perfectly.
Yeah.
Just pew pew summed up the Battlefield futuristic game.
Yeah.
Although you had a giant fucking ship.
Well, no.
That followed you everywhere.
Pew pew.
Nice.
Pew pew. Because you've got to have the cooling down phase.
No. Pew pew pew. Pew pew pew. Pew pew. Pew.
You got to deal with the overheating.
Why would you do that? If you got a machine gun that can fire more rounds, why would you ever upgrade to lasers if they go pew pew and then have to charge up? It makes no sense.
Better accuracy.
This is the problem with any
speed of light.
Any futuristic thing that goes pew pew. You can't help but think, right, it's going pew pew pew, but a machine gun goes. I can't even make the noise quick enough. Yeah, hundreds of rounds a minute. 7,000 rounds a minute, pretty much, almost. Why would you ever upgrade to lasers? It makes no sense.
You wouldn't. We paused.
Why not?
A bit of interpretive dance for you.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. But I'm not sure what we were talking about before. I'm sure it was pew pew lasers. And to follow on from that, not one of the stories that's come up as the random selection, but Fallout is rumored.
Yeah, Resogun. It's pew pew lasers.
Yeah, but I want to go to Fallout.
All right.
Because it's Fallout. The next one is rumoured to be in development by numerous people and helped by the fact that ZeniMax have registered 3 domains related to the Nuka-Cola product.
Yeah.
Now, the question remains, will it be a continuation of the series or will it be a reboot?
I'm going to say continuation, and they're going to focus on Nuka-Cola.
And will they develop a new engine or will they base it on the fucking same Bethesda engine?
It's going to be the same fucking Bethesda engine where people's heads spin. All the bugs that originally existed in every single release ever is going to be recreated in this new version.
Yeah, but they've created a new engine because they've created an MMO since then. It may have fucking flopped, but it isn't.
Yeah, I at times. I foresee the new Fallout being a bit. Cheers. I foresee the new Fallout being.
Spinning them up.
Yeah, I can't help it. I can't. I foresee the new Fallout being a bit of a kind of awkward situation because Fallout 3 was good.
Yeah.
Vegas was good, but it was Fallout 3 with extra bits.
Yeah.
The next one has to really do something different.
Yeah.
Whether that means they actually include a fucking story.
Yeah, they tried that in Fallout 3. It didn't work so well.
I don't think the story in Fallout 3 was well captured. I mean, in a sense...
No, but that's what I mean. They tried it in Fallout
Yeah.
3. They don't write stories. Don't fucking bother.
If they could do... Your dog's just gone through there.
Yeah, it does that.
Okay. Whether that
It's
means...
looking for food.
Fair enough. If they could do a just leave it. Leave it! If they could do a Fallout with a decent story that goes from start to finish without massive gaps in between...
Yeah.
Fair enough. The problem is that Fallout game, generally, has side quests.
Yeah.
And they have enough side quests that you can get fucking lost for hours to a point where you forget what your main story is. That is the detriment to Fallout. They have a key plot line all the way through,
Yeah.
but you can ignore it. Which
Yeah.
means you're not engaged in the story quite as much as you would be in something like The Last of Us or something that is entirely story driven.
No. I understand that. Yeah. That's...
But they need to do story more than anything else.
I think they can do something interesting with... one thing they have to do for the next Fallout is make a choice. The problem with Fallout 3 for me was there wasn't a distinct choice between when you would use VATS and when you would just shoot the fucker in the head.
Yeah.
And they need to make a choice. Are you making an FPS? In which case, make a fucking FPS where I can shoot the fucker in the head and reliably say that fucker was just shot in the head.
See, my choice was, should I be good or should I be bad? Ultimately, it doesn't fucking matter.
No, but the good or the bad, I'm not involved about. But should I use VATS or should I use just shoot the fucker in the head?
Yeah.
After a while, your VATS energy would run out and you just end up shooting the fucker in the head anyway. If you're going to do that, make an FPS. If you're not going to do that, then make VATS energy infinite.
Yeah. Make VATS worthwhile. Make it what it should be, really.
Well, that would... making VATS a non-energy thing, so you could always... If you want to play the game as an FPS, fine, do it.
Well, the thing is, you could get close enough that VATS didn't matter.
Yeah.
At which point you would just shoot them quickly and then go to VATS last second when you realise you've not killed them.
Yeah.
But if you had to go VATS and it said 36% chance of hitting this person, you know if you're not going to hit them, you're going to alert them.
Yeah.
They're probably going to attack you. You'd probably think a bit
seriously about it. You'd think strategically about it. You'd come back out of VATS. You'd get closer to get your percentage up.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the difference. They need to make a choice. They need to make a decision what Fallout is.
I'm still thinking that one occasion where it came up 1% headshot and I went, yeah, alright. And it hit him in the head. It was like, there's no one here. Nobody's around me. And I just hit that guy and it said 1%. This completely fabricated world that said I had 1% chance of hitting him in the head.
This 1%,
I hit him in the head.
This 1% miracle has happened. Somebody else should recognise this.
I practically won the lottery and nobody's here. I have no money. I'm drinking alone. That is Fallout.
That's my life signed up, really.
Yeah.
Resogun. You wanted to mention Resogun. It's very quick. There will be, as soon as I have a successful amount of bandwidth to be able to do it, a live stream of us two playing Resogun co-op, because local co-op is going to happen for Resogun.
Cool. That sounds good to me.
Unfortunately, we are in Hull. Our bandwidth is shit unless we're on fibre, so don't expect that till October.
Yeah. We'll eventually get there. Probably around about episode 150.
Unless you move to Sutton, where they're getting it sometime in June.
Yeah, I'm crossing my fingers.
If you get it in June, I will be turning up at your house. I will be bringing the PS4. We will record and live stream.
Hi, Paddy. This is a long drive.
Drunken Resogun.
Yeah.
In fact, you will drive because I won't be sober enough to drive.
Oh yeah.
Somebody else will drive.
Yeah, we'll get Fiona to drive it. It's fine.
That'll do.
Borderlands.
We've already covered Borderlands.
It's going offline, and we've already told you that. So why am I re-mentioning it?
I don't know. We missed. Blizzard want you to go outside your house and actually play Hearthstone with real people.
How did we not cover that? I've like skipped it 3 times.
Yeah, Hearthstone went live for the iPad globally over the last week, and it's good news. Hearthstone is a good game, and it works really well on the mobile device. The reason it hasn't gone live on Android is because it's a bit more difficult to develop for Android because of the multiple screen sizes, multiple resolutions, and all that shit.
I'd just cut my losses. I'd say we're targeting this device, and this device. Fuck it. If you say I'm targeting Samsung Galaxies, you're going to do well.
Samsung Galaxy Tab.
Yeah.
Nexus 7.
Exactly.
And Nexus 10.
The Galaxy is... I mean, I don't know if you've seen recently, this is going completely off track of gaming news, but the Galaxy brand name has developed such a following that Google are actually having to do something to counteract it. So Google are implementing something called, I think it's Project Silver, they're calling it.
Yeah.
Basically what they're saying is, if you build something to these specs, we will give you X amount rebate to the developers. And what they're trying to do is build this kind of premium Google market.
Yeah.
Where everything has the same kind of specs.
Yeah.
You can target a type of device or a class of device. They're trying to take back the Google Android platform.
Yeah.
And the great thing about this is what they've said is, if you install X amount of software that can't be uninstalled, you cannot be a part of this. So basically, all Samsung devices are instantly relegated. Because they install so much shite on top of Android that they use.
But LG are also just as guilty of it.
Yeah. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to stop people from installing that crap. They're going to say, you have to have these minimum specs, and you have to not make it out of shit plastic. So there will be decent Android devices coming in the next 6 to 12 months.
Fuck, I'm in a 2-year contract.
Yeah. I'm not, but to be fair, let's be honest, it's probably not going to be 6 to 12 months.
No, it's not.
They're hoping it will be 6 to 12 months.
Anyway, where were we? Blizzard, Hearthstone released on iOS, and it's good. One of the things they're trying to do is kind of force Hearthstone players outside.
Yeah, which is odd.
A bit weird. Because it can be done mobile now. I was trying to say mobily then, but that wasn't the word that was coming out of my mouth.
I like mobily. Mobily is a good word.
It kind of just puts in my mind Wally, and then I've just got to make the noise Wally Wally.
Oh, I hate that thing. Yeah.
Which will make no sense to
anyone
ever. Outside of Holland, Wally Wally will make no sense whatsoever. Anyway, Hearthstone has added a card to the game that can only be gained by playing the game on the same network as playing it against other players on the same network at the same time.
I wonder.
And it can only be won from those other players.
I wonder if a 3G network counts, because you're both going to the same substation.
So maybe.
So you might technically be. I don't know if that's how. I don't know enough about 3G and how it works, but
it's subnet based, so it's probably actually network.
You're going to a tower somewhere, aren't you?
Yeah, but it's not the same subnet, is it? So subnets generally get masked. So
I've no idea. But imagine in the sense that if you're stood next to me and we're both on 3G and I open up a game, it's basically
theoretically,
it's a replacement for cards. We could actually just be stood there.
Theoretically, we could be on the same subnet on 3G network. So yeah, that would make sense.
But again.
But at the same point, their argument is that it's making the social network there that that basically you're all in the same place, so we'll give you some reward for making some effort to play with other players in the same.
Well done, you've talked to other people.
Yeah, well done.
Here's a pat on the head. Well done.
But I don't know how powerful that card is. It could be a really powerful card which could draw pit.
It could be, but at the same time, it alienates people that can't get out and meet
but
other
but at the same time, does it really matter?
Probably not, no.
Those people that can't get out and meet real people aren't really the people that are going to complain.
Yeah, and even then they're not going to market your game for you, are they?
No.
But the Virtuix Omni
virtual
virtual reality treadmill
This is epic.
is going on sale this year for $500.
I did not realise the omnidirectional treadmill would be this cheap.
So this is basically, if you wanted to strap a VR headset to your head, any particular one, and run on the spot, this is the perfect
Run
device.
on the spot in any direction.
Yeah. I still don't quite understand how this works. This is the annoying thing. Because what I've seen from previous kind of diagrams is like tracks.
It's roller
special shoes.
Right, there are rollers in all 8 directional routes, and however you turn, you're running on those rollers. And I'm doing strange hand symbols for anybody listening to audio.
Yeah. Anyone on video now knows what this is. I would hope. But yeah, basically it's a treadmill you can run in any direction, $500, and it links into games. That's probably enough. Basically, the arcades are back, baby. You can have 10 of them against a wall, Call of Duty, bunch of people with fake guns, Oculus, job done. That is the rebirth of arcades. Right there. I hope. I want to make an arcade. Really?
Right, we've had problems with free.
Really?
There's a few stories related to free to play, and this is the first one that's come up. I want to find a better one. Right, Sony Online Entertainment has released H1Z1, which is a zombie-based zombie-based MMO.
That is a good title for a game.
Yeah. And they have said it will be free to play, but they won't sell weapons, ammo, or food. So the key elements of the game will not be part of their microtransaction scheme, which is great. So there's benefits to free to play. At the same time, there have been other free to play stories, and I've lost them now. There we go. Roller Coaster Tycoon popped up. And proved exactly why the free-to-play market is not as great as it should be. The free-to-play model is a genius model. The free-to-play model is a brilliant idea.
The free-to-play model currently is, here's a bit of heroin. Just try a bit. It's fine. You want more? Okay. £2. Cheers. £4. Okay. £6. Alright. £8. And it's just basically, you're addicted at that point. They're just taking money from you. That is how the free-to-play model currently works, and it's not the ideal.
No.
Sony seem to be jumping on the kind of healthy free-to-play model.
Yeah, Sony have got the idea. They aren't taking the piss.
It's not extortion. It is literally just, we're going to offer you a few little benefits if you want to play. Thank you for playing our game.
But there's what kind of proves this is that 2/3 of all players of free-to-play mobile games ditch a game that's got microtransactions within 24 hours or less.
Yep, I can understand that entirely. If something's free to play and it restricts how I play the game, if it puts restrictions on me, fuck it, I'm not playing it. Yeah. I'd rather pay for a game and play it. Mm-hmm. If I'm not given the option to pay for a game and play it,
Plants vs Zombies. Plants vs Zombies is my personal bugbear on this. Plants vs Zombies 2, free to play, brilliant. I can download the game for free. and now I've got a paywall in front of me. Fuck off, let me pay £5 up front, I'll give you the...
Yeah.
Fuck it, make me pay £10 up front, I'll still buy it. It's a damn good game.
It's that whole thing, you don't know how much you're going to end up paying to get what you want.
That's the entire point with free-to-play.
Yeah.
If I know how much I'm going to pay at the end of the day to buy the entirety of this game.
Yeah, just release 2 versions. Free-to-play, free. Free-to-play and
free-to-play, charge. Yeah, it's a perfect marketing model.
Charged.
But at the same time, this week, a former EA boss says that anybody who criticises the ethics of free-to-play are driven by snobbery and fear.
Yeah, you're wrong. Because EA are the ones that have bastardised free-to-play.
Yeah.
Free-to-play wasn't necessarily a derogatory term to start with.
The attacks and criticisms of free-to-play mechanics are often unfair and selective and leave questionable but traditional business practices alone. This is snobbery, evidenced by the old guard is scared of where the industry is heading. No, the old guard is sensible and realises that trying to double dip on your customers is probably going to piss them off.
Yeah, it's getting beyond the joke now. EA are the most heinous of...
He further continues, this is why the real bait and switch techniques take place in traditional gaming. Free-to-play games successfully avoid the bait and switch trap. You get to try the game and invest more of your time or money if you enjoy the experience. Traditional games do not give you that luxury.
How is it a bait and switch? Right, a free-to-play game is free. You're enjoying this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Pay a bit of money. That is a bait and switch right there.
Yeah.
If nothing else. A paid-for game up front, right? If it's a shit game, it gets shit reviews and nobody buys it.
Yeah.
You just never get to that point. His logic is entirely flawed all the way through. I mean,
we fear what we don't recognise, and in this case, the industry is not recognising where it's heading. You're a former EA.
Yeah.
Former EA boss, I think your opinions are null and void, you cock-munching fucknut.
You could have just said, I don't quite trust you. But yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry, I'm in the mood for insulting people. So
yeah, skip again, we got another one.
And that one, and ZeniMax endorses... this is weird.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls Online, Bethesda, ZeniMax. ZeniMax are weird. I forget that they own half of the fucking industry.
Yeah, the world, basically.
ZeniMax are huge.
They own a huge amount of everything. They own Bethesda, among many other things.
I don't know. What I don't understand is why in the last 3 to 4 months people have started using ZeniMax rather than the sub-company. I started to question if ZeniMax themselves have actually started saying, you will get your PR people to reference us.
I imagine it's probably tone of article. If it's derogatory, it'll be aimed at ZeniMax. If it's positive, it'll be aimed at studio. I would guess.
So yeah, the blame's going up.
Yeah, big business, everyone hates big business, but the individual companies are saved. That's usually the way these kind of things work. But they endorse...
Right, basically, Elder Scrolls Online has launched, has happened. It turns out they've written another clone of World of Warcraft where you are the saviour of the world, just ignore these other 500 people here.
Yeah.
And the fact that you had to queue for 10 minutes to hand in this quest doesn't have a kind of... it doesn't have an auction system, doesn't have a trading system built in. So, players have taken it upon themselves to create a local community and do trading the old-fashioned way, the way Diablo 2 had.
I'll meet you under this bridge at this time. Here's a third party to make sure I'm not scamming you.
And it's a system that worked for many years. It's worked for many MMOs.
It's escrow, basically. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you both give your stuff to a third party. That third party then decides if you've both reached subsequent blah blah blah, hands it out, job done. But that third party could really abuse their power.
It could, and ZeniMax have backed this third party. Now, at the same time that this sounds very weird, it actually, thinking about it, it's a good idea. Because it really legitimizes the community around the game.
Yeah, it's kind of outside of the actual game.
So basically,
we'll
keep the game running, and you keep the community running. It's going to work well until somebody in that third-party community decides to abuse their power.
Yeah. What's going to happen, I can tell you this right now, is that in every single trade here there is a third party. That third party is the weak link.
Yeah.
They get fuck all from this trade.
Yes, I believe they do. I think there may be a tip in it for them.
Okay, imagine this third party takes a tip. Now imagine this third party also owns another account.
Yeah.
And they just send that tip straight to that other account. That one's bastardised, but they make another account as a third party. They might have 36 alternate accounts that they use as third parties, and they just fuck up every single one, dip it all back to the main account. The main account's never affected. There's no traceability at all. What the hell are you looking at?
Dragon jerky. Do you want some dragon jerky?
I kind of do, yeah. What?
It's beef jerky, but it's
green.
It's been rebranded and turned green. It's still beef jerky.
That's not bad.
No. What were you saying?
Basically, lots of mini accounts feeding a massive account that has all the power.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to work.
5-year-old cracks Xbox One security. This is bollocks. It happened actually a month ago, so...
Basically, some kid found out that to hack into his dad's account, you just hold the spacebar key. Which
regardless of that, you pointed out the fact that his dad was a security expert, so his dad probably discovered this.
Yeah, but you don't get recognition here as a grown man.
But the fact that holding the spacebar key for long enough would let you log into an account, regardless of whether it was a 5-year-old or a 35-year-old that discovered it, is a bit of a fuck up on Xbox part.
Let's be honest, it doesn't matter how old you are, a dog could have figured that out just standing on the keyboard. It's pure luck that somebody found this out.
It's good that it got patched.
But yeah, it's about time somebody patched it. We got anything else?
Amazon announces $99 streaming device with 2 gig of RAM and bollocks.
A quad-core processor, which is nothing.
The Georgia state governor extends tax credits after the developer, the same day the developer of the Georgia-based World of Darkness CCP MMO goes offline.
Awesome.
Shit.
You wanted to skim, didn't you?
Yeah.
You really wanted to skim, but basically Bob Hoskins has died. The reason this is in gaming news is because...
He's best known for 2 roles.
Alright.
Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, but let's be honest, Mario Brothers, he wasn't renowned for the best of reasons.
No.
The film was renowned for being appalling.
I have it as a guilty pleasure.
I watched it. I went to the cinema on my birthday to see it.
Yeah.
One of my mates fell asleep. I must have been like 6 or 7 at the time.
Yeah.
How do you get any 6 or 7-year-old to fall asleep at the cinema?
No.
It's impossible.
But I have Mario Brothers as a guilty pleasure. I actually like the Mario Brothers film.
Oh, I've lost a can.
I know.
Sorry, carry on.
But I don't. No, I'll be the first to admit it. I like the Mario Brothers film.
I'm not going to say it's a good film, but
I may have been a little bit older than you, so I may have liked Princess Peach a little too much.
I think there's a bit of nostalgia in there as well. The kind of, oh, Mario, yeah, I understand. But
no, I just accepted it for the shit that it was.
Yeah, fair enough. The fact that the Goombas were in the wrong proportion.
Yeah, the Goombas...
Big bodies, little heads. I can't get over that.
Yeah, I liked the fact that the Goombas were the wrong way around.
More beef. Sorry, dragon jerky.
Yeah. I like the fact that... But our commiserations and our thoughts are with the family. It's sad times, but he has been battling with Parkinson's for nearly 3 years now, so it's hardly surprising.
Yeah.
It's just a shame as far as gamers are concerned. He's remembered. There you go, have a bit of jerky.
Are you feeding dragon jerky to your dog?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's remembered for such a shit film.
Yeah. So, right, another slightly positive bit of gaming news. That sounded horrible. Moving on to a positive bit of gaming news. The majority of parents say video games are a positive part of their child's life.
Yep. It's actually a study.
Is it bad that all I can think is they're wrong? From somebody that has played games most of their lives and watched this kind of phenomenon grow up as it has, I would say they're wrong. Massively. Gaming is not a good part of most child.
It's not. No, it's a positive part of their life because it allows them to form friendships based on the games that they play.
Yeah, but I would treat gaming like I would treat any other medium. I think if you overindulge in anything, it is a bad thing.
No, I'm not going to argue with that.
People do massively.
Oh yeah, gaming is something that people overindulge in quite a lot.
Yeah.
But think about it.
It can be positive.
Childhood experiences are governed by the friendships that you make as a result of those experiences.
Yeah.
So gaming allows you to create friendships that you would not normally...
Modern gaming doesn't. Modern gaming lets you make friendships with somebody across the globe that isn't actually there. That's my problem. I don't mind if
our generation had to make the local friendships because local multiplayer was the only. Yes, I agree. I understand. I understand where you're coming from now.
Yeah.
Yes, the fact that local multiplayer has kind of degraded is a bad thing because local multiplayer is where it was at.
That's how you make friends.
Yeah. Because
that's
you have
how
to
I
find
made friends. I'm a short, skinny geek. Of course, that's how I made friends. I had a multi-tap. People came to my house to play PlayStation.
You were the person.
That's how it worked.
You were the person with a multi-tap, and that's...
Yeah.
You were a cunt.
That is, but that's the point in it. You have to have friends around. If you're only making friends, Tyra, take this treat from Paddy. Right, if you have to make friends online, or your only friends are online, there is a problem. Because you don't get the same interaction. Right, I'm going to eat more jerky than if you're going to... Oh, I spilt jerky everywhere, Paddy. Sorry. There you go.
Okay.
I've finished the jerky mess.
Third member of the podcast.
Yeah. So if you have to make friends online, there's a problem.
Yeah.
And I think we've got to that scenario where a lot of people make friends online only.
Right. Equity crowdsourcing is coming, but not via Kickstarter. There is a new crowdfunding group appearing.
Where you actually get return on your investment.
Basically, yes. So basically, you're not actually just giving them random donations. You're actually buying a stake in the company for your investment, and that's the way. That's the way it should be.
And the moment Kickstarter launched, people went, "Hold up, this is wrong."
Yeah,
and everyone just thought that.
But at the same time, Washington legislators are currently suing a Kickstarter organisation because they haven't actually delivered on the promised content.
Well, this is the thing with Kickstarters. You are promising something at least.
Yeah.
And if you're not delivering that something... I mean, you can set your own something. It could be, I will give you a penny.
Yeah.
For every $1,000 you donate. If you don't deliver on that, then really you're a fool. You should at least be able to deliver on the minimum things you specify.
Go on down, dog. There you go.
I can't believe your dog can jump this high. I mean, my dog jumps about that high.
But the Washington legislators, this is not just random Washington legislators, it is the Washington state legal arm.
Yeah.
So the government-backed lawyers are going, because so many people from the Washington area
I'm pissed off.
are actually involved in this Kickstarter and believe you did not return on the contracted delivery. We are taking you to court on their behalf, and as a result, the behalf of everyone that was involved in this Kickstarter.
To be fair, this is what's needed though, because I don't know if you've seen the recent Indiegogo stuff.
Yeah.
So we've had problems with Indiegogo recently that some people have taken a video produced by others, relisted it and said, this is my campaign. And literally have just done it to get the money and fuck off, because there is no obligation to actually produce something.
No, there is not on either of them.
Yeah, so Indiegogo have been in trouble recently because people have been saying, well, clearly this is fraud. And they've emailed them and they've gone, nah. And then eventually, they've gone through other channels, bloggers, so on, and they've gone, oh yeah, we knew that, we've responded, we've removed it. But it's the same kind of thing. If there's no regulation on this kind of stuff, you're going to have problems.
No. Right, we're nearly 2 hours in, so we're just going to flick through the rest of the stories as the random line picker gets to them. The first one is, we'll quickly do this because I really want to reference it. Thomas Was Alone, made by Mike Bithell, a single developer, as a flash game that he made in 24 hours, has gone on to sell 1 million units.
Yeah.
He does admit that quite a few of these were sold as part of bundles or part of sales, but 1 million units of an independent game is something that should always be referenced, and it's not. It doesn't mean that there's only 1 million people out there with it, because he's not including the people on PlayStation Plus that got it for free.
Yeah.
So there's probably twice that many people out there with a copy of Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah, the amount of dodgy versions as well, I imagine, is quite large. But it's an awesome game.
Amazon is now displaying Metacritic scores in its product listings, which is bollocks for my numerous reasons.
Yeah, we've been through this before.
Yeah. The Denmark government actually recreated 1-for-1 scale the entire of Denmark in Minecraft,
which is pretty fucking epic, isn't it? All credit to him. That is awesome.
The UK did it. I can't remember exactly what scale they did it, but they did a geographical map.
I remember we got lost.
I got lost. You pointed it out.
Yeah, I may have been that guy.
You may have been the twat.
That's clearly not where you live, Paddy. Come on. North. There you go.
I thought Hornsey was Brid and Brid was Scarborough. It's an
easy mistake. If you get one wrong, it throws everything else off. So it's easily done. But you were wrong.
But somebody created the entire of Denmark in Minecraft, 1-to-1 scale, and then America invaded.
Yeah, which is the best news.
2/3 player. The Game Boy is now 25 years old.
That's just depressing.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
I feel glad that
I'm still older than the Game Boy. It may be marginally, but I
you are older than the Game Boy.
Yeah. Weirdly, I had a Game Boy, but I was old enough to use it.
Yeah.
Which means my parents were cheap bastards.
Yeah, your parents were.
I had a NES, and that was long before me. So my parents really did cheap out. But I appreciate it.
I'm going to remember this and point it out to your dad.
I appreciate it more than anything because the NES and the Game Boy had good games.
Yeah, it did.
And the Mega Drive, I could just borrow somebody else's.
Yeah. The Harmonix have grand plans to bring Xbox back.
Xbox,
bring Rock Band. Xbox. Rock Band back for the Xbox One and PS4.
Yes.
Which
is the best news ever.
They haven't stated exactly how they plan to do it yet, but the fact that they plan to do it is good enough for me, and that's not recorded.
Oh, when did that happen?
I don't know, but we're on sound only at this point.
Yeah, we're really sorry for anyone that's been watching this and admiring our faces.
Oh shit! There's still all the video from Vancouver on there. I've probably run out of story space.
Yeah, that's probably it. It's
community manager fired after controversial tweet about Donald Sterling.
Yeah.
Basically,
he shouldn't have been fired. He was expressing an opinion about a person that expressed an opinion in his private.
He was expressing an opinion about First Amendment rights, not about the point of the guy opinion.
Yeah.
That the guy made. Donald Sterling made statements that shouldn't have been made by anybody that owns an entire basketball team of black people.
Yeah, it was quite funny, wasn't it? Don't bring a black person to my games. It's like, yeah,
you do realise your entire
team of them. It was a stupid statement. And to be fair, though, right, like we've said, anyone is entitled to say anything they want. The repercussions, they can't control.
Yeah.
And to be fair, this is exactly the same thing.
Yeah, this is exactly
the same thing. He said what he thought, and the repercussions he couldn't control.
Yeah.
But in this scenario, I think, unlucky, mate, because he shouldn't have been punished for that. What he's saying is
Yeah, but the point is, the reason this guy got in so much trouble is because his account, his Twitter account, he said it on Twitter, his Twitter account was verified, and it was verified as a result of the fact that he was the community manager of this company.
Yeah.
He has since lost his verified status.
And been kicked out.
Well, he got fired and has since lost his verified status because he's no longer the community manager of this company that verified him.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I suppose when your account is linked so
when your account is linked to a company, you, regardless of whether it's personal view or not, you are the voice of that company. If you're the community manager of that company, it doesn't matter what you say, it is the view of that company. So, Turtle Beach were fully justified in firing him, even if he was in the right to say what he did. And that's it.
There's not really much else there, is there?
We're done. A couple of extra time stuff. Somebody put the Bioshock assets in Unreal Engine 4 and it looks epic. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare trailer. Somebody created Sonic in first person with the Oculus Rift. Zelda Ocarina of Time has had its record time beaten in 18 minutes 40 seconds.
The Lighthouse customer.
Yeah.
Just for a clean-up detail. Somebody cleaning up all of the aftermath of all of those games where there's blood on every wall. You have to go and clean it up.
Yeah. Somebody did a speedrun of Half-Life, which was 20 minutes. Somebody built a robot using Lego Connect to actually play their freemium game and make the clicks for them. And that's it. Diablo 3 running at 1080p on the PS4.
Yeah, which, to be fair,
it
could be running on anything, we wouldn't know. I imagine it's a video where somebody shows it on screen, pans to the PlayStation, pans back again, and you think, wow, it's running on the machine, but really it could be running on anything.
It could be, but it doesn't matter. And at that point, we're done.
Woo! It's only like 2 hours in.
We're done.
We've missed you. I realise I'm looking at the camera.
You're
not there!
We're both looking at the camera.
You're on audio only, so yeah. Just see you later. Have fun. Bye.
Bye!